Hi everyone. I'm currently in Winkler, Manitoba, in this very nice hotel room that a very kind gentleman saw me ride into town completely exhausted in the rain, and he offered to pay for a hotel room for me, which was really amazing. I bought him dinner, and I got a bit of company for dinner out of the deal too. So I'll put a picture up of him. This is my kind patron and his super cool ice recumbent trike. It's June 5th, which is day 25 of part two of my Trans Canada bike ride. I'm just about at 1,600 kilometers for this part, which is going to put me at 8,000 kilometers today in total. The Trans Canada Trail in New Brunswick is kind of bullshit. It's, I think they just picked the worst roads and said it was the trail. It goes all over the place with a whole bunch of extra distance for really no reason and no reward. It's all just farmers' fields. I think I'm gonna get off of the trail and just make a beeline to either to Saskatchewan and try the trail again there, or maybe even to Alberta. So, anyways, got a good rest last night, and I'll talk to you soon. Here's an a bunch of videos that have been taken over the last little while to get you guys all caught up to date. Hey, look at that. I actually got a nice view for a change instead of riding through swamps with trees next to the road all the time where I couldn't see anything. I'm about 40 kilometers from Kenora and less than 100 kilometers from the Alberta border. I'm on my way out in Kenora, on my way out of town. Gotta say, Kenora's got a pretty nice waterfront. Nice little spot. Seems like a nice town. Hey there, dear. What are you guys doing here? Oh, you're eating the flowers, I see. And eating the lawn. I guess these are urban deer. I wonder if they know how to use the crosswalks like the ones in Truro. And hopefully they don't know how to scare the crap out of me like the ones, like the moose in Quebec. Or, well, Ontario is officially my bitch now. Finally made it through. Can't really see the sign because the sun's on my back. If I turn around, all that stuff behind me is Ontario, and all the stuff in front of me is not. I'm finally into Manitoba. It's been a rough day. I'll see you soon. Oh, pictures of the trail between where I was and Winnipeg looked really unmaintained and overgrown and kind of sketchy and dubious, so I decided not to take them. Instead, I'm taking this route, which is old Trans Canada highway and narrow road with lots of curves and little hills and not much traffic at all and great scenery. So definitely an improvement from being on the Trans Canada highway. Not quite being on the trail, but it's still a lot nicer than being on the highway and having trucks fly by me all day. It's a pretty cool area that I'm riding through. It's pretty much all either bare Canadian shield or swamps. The road's got lots of little twists and turns and no big real climbs or descents, but it's not flat either, which is great. Having a great time. Climbed up onto this rock here. You can see my bike way down there. And yeah, I'm having way better time than the Trans Canada Highway, so that's for sure. So I wanted a snack. You get tons and tons of roadside blueberries all along. Problem with the great thing about having roadside blueberries for if I wanted a snack is that bears love blueberries too, so you gotta be a little vigilant and pay attention to what I'm doing. Well, just had a pretty spectacular rainstorms, so I didn't get too wet thanks to this little picnic shelter that happened to be right here along the side of the road. As you can see, probably even inside here is wet. How spectacular the rain was, and I decided I was hang out here for a little bit, wait for the rain to completely stop, and just chill out in my super comfy chair and make myself a coffee. Well, things have flattened out an awful lot, and I'm into farmland now. Still have trees though, so I know I'm not in Saskatchewan, that's for sure. Getting closer to Winnipeg and Manitoba. Going pretty good today. Well, I'm just getting into Winnipeg here. While getting to it, got a freight train here that stretches as far as the eye can see. And then off in the distance there, you can see are the buildings of the high rises of downtown Winnipeg. Man, you can see a long way out here as everything is so flat. But I'm excited to get into the city and away from all of this beautiful, boring, 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 boring nothing. Well, I'm just outside of Winnipeg on a bridge that crosses the Red River, which is a feature in a pretty featureless landscape. So I figured I'd better stop and get a little bit of video. Well, I'm just a little bit outside of Manitoba, or Winnipeg, on the Crow Wing Trail. Trail surface is pretty slow. It's really soft, but if I do a full turn around here, you can see that there is a whole lot of flat and a whole lot of nothing. I have a feeling that I want to avoid having to drink out of the rivers here, because being next to all of this farmland, it probably has lots of chemical runoff from fertilizer and pesticides, herbicides, and things like that. Well, I got soft gravel and strong headwind. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. Part of me is tempted to just take a quick paved route across Canada and be finished Canada so I can be on to the next country, which I probably want to get through quickly too, but I'm gonna keep following the trail, which will add a lot of difficulty and a lot of kilometers to my trip traveling across Canada, but hopefully it'll be worth it in things that I'll see. Right now there's not a whole lot to see, just a whole lot of empty giant fields. So I found out from a local cyclist that this black material that I've been riding on, which is it's pretty fast in the hard packed areas, and in these cracked areas it's really pretty soft and slow, but it's all really quiet. But anyways, this material is like a silty clay, and apparently when it's wet it's completely impassable by bicycle because it will stick to your bicycle and gum everything up, and if it gets wet I really shouldn't ride on it apparently. So we'll see. Hopefully I don't have to deal with that and make a decision about it. So I've just come through this section of trail which was pretty rough. The grass is actually longer inside, and the surface is roots and rocks and ruts, and the long grass hides all of those, so it's you jangle and jar yourself the whole way. It's nice there was a little bit of shade because it's really hot today. The downside to that was the mosquitoes were out in the shade, and I couldn't get fast enough through there to stay away from them. But looks like I'm back on some more gravel here and open trail, so that'll be good. Hello there. How are you guys doing today? Doing good? Yeah? You eating some grass? Is it good grass you're eating? You got water there or a salt lick? Looks like the bugs are getting at you a lot. Well, I'll leave you guys alone. You guys, girls, have a good day now. Well, it's the end of a really long day. It was really hot today, and strong headwind and soft trail, but you can't really see it all that well in the video. But I'm being treated to a fantastic sunset. Might get horrible storms tonight, but we'll, we'll see. And if we do, I've got a picnic table I can shelter from hail underneath of. So there, let me bask in the sunset's glowing, warming, glowing, warming glow. First an awesome sunset. Now we got a light show with the thunderstorm that just missed me. That's off in the distance there, which is right where I'd like it to be. Hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit cooler. I left the screen open in my tent, and now I got a frog in it. What the hell? So this is what the trail looks like at the moment. Honestly, I think a lot of sections of trail, especially stuff like this, would be a lot better if they allowed motorized vehicles. So all that long grass you see has ticks in it, and it's going to be a bit of a nasty slog for me the next little while anyways, as long as this crap lasts. But if you had ATVs running through here, you'd get a dirt trail at least, and less long grass and less ticks, and easier surface for bicycles too. Pretty fancy bridge here that I'm about to cross. Got some, oh, it's a little tricky to cross with my bike. It just barely fit. Let's see here, I got a gouge in my arm from the chain link, trying to squeeze my bike through. And here at the bottom of these stairs I had to come down with my 100-pound bike is this giant ball of spikes that I could run into if I went a little too fast, too far. And let's walk up here onto the bridge and show you how wobbly it really is. It swings, tips from side to side and swings all over the place. So it's yeah, that was a little bit of excitement anyways. That's a pretty nice looking bike. It says supposedly what passes for a road here, at least it says so on maps. It's not much of a road. I got nice giant fields of grain here, so that's kind of nice. Of course, I'm got headwind, and I'm over here. I'm not on the Crow Wing Trail anymore because I got fed up with the Crow Wing Trail. It's most of the time they seem to just like decide the trail is whatever the worst roads are, and there's nothing particularly special to see. And then I got to a section that was completely unmaintained and completely unpassable, and I ended up traipsing through the woods and through farmers' fields and all kinds of shit to try and get back onto track. I was picking up about 20 ticks per kilometer on my legs and having to pull ticks off constantly. It was pretty miserable. And then just as I was coming out through the end, I met a very nice couple at, if you look on the map, you can find 4 straw walls. They were very kind and gave me a bottle of water and offered to let me camp there for the night, but I wanted to keep going. So now I'm following this so-called road in this direction because I found a reserve where I can go and buy native smokes. They're cheaper and I prefer them, so I got a small town on the way there, and then hopefully I'll get there on time before they close. You don't really realize how big these windmills really are until you look down at the base and realize that there's a set of stairs and a door. They're really big. It's been a while since I've had to cross flooded trail. Probably mostly because of that really long stretch I had to be on the highway for. Doesn't look too deep. I think I should be able to get across in the saddle. Debating about whether I should just get my shoes wet or put on my flip-flops and ride across, but we'll see. Decided I didn't want to risk wet shoes for the rest of the day, so I waded through because I didn't want to risk taking a tip without the bag closed where I stuck my shoes in. You can see maybe the water line here on the bike. It was deep enough that my bottom bracket was submerged, and I'm pretty glad that I waded through because it's filled with really sticky mud and uneven rocks, so there's a pretty good chance I would have had to put my feet down and taken a tumble.